Good afternoon. This is Sunil Sundaraj with njvarsity.rivals.com. Today, I'm happy to welcome in Dwight Morrow, Englewood High School football senior defensive uh, tackle, VeRon Garrison. VeRon, thank you so much, for taking some time out today to speak with me.
Thank you for having me.
Congrats on a great career there at Dwight Morrow Englewood High School. I said just before we came on the air, that you signed your college letter of intent with Georgetown University last week with teammate Jalen Hoyle. Kid, you've had some time now to reflect. With your accomplishments on the football field. Can you just sum it up, for the people out there, what this journey has meant to you, VeRon?
It's been really great the past 4 years playing for Dwight Morrow, playing from my hometown in Englewood. So I'm just really excited, and it's been great overall. A great 4 years. I've learned a lot from since my freshman year, from upperclassmen to having to give back to the lower classmen, the sophomores and the freshmen, give them advice and be a good role model to them. So it's been a great journey. I'm really happy.
That's great. As you said, talking about your progression, just looking at your freshman year, I said, can you talk about what that experience was like for you, VeRon, and just, again, learning from the upperclassmen, your coaches, just what that, first year under your belt, did for you?
Well, I feel like that first year was like my statement year. I feel like that showed that the potential that I could have, and as I got older. And my brother was a senior that year when I was a freshman, so I learned a lot from him. He was a great role model for me. And there was just a bunch of other upperclassmen that did a great job. We had a lot of seniors that signed to the next level that year. So it was a great year. We went to the playoffs that year and everything. We lost sadly, but it was just overall it was a great experience, and it was a great learning year for me to just look up at everybody and learn from the upperclassmen.
Yeah, looking at your stats, from Max Brett's, sophomore year, I think you had 71 tackles, 5 sacks. Then, the following year, last year, 110 tackles, 9 sacks, and then this year, with a shortened season, but still being able to put up, solid, numbers. Can you just talk about, that difference, going, from your freshman to your sophomore, and then just you kept on elevating your game, just kept on, it kept on rising. Can you just talk about that, VeRon?
Well, my sophomore year, we had a great line, and a defensive end named Jihad Edmond. He's a tight end at Bryant right now. He was my DN. I was the interior, so
Okay.
I learned a lot. Even though he plays tight end for the next in college, I learned a lot from him. He told me he helped me a lot, especially with all right. My sophomore year, we also got a new defensive line coach.
Okay.
So I feel like he helped me a lot too, and I just learned a lot in progression with that. And we did a lot of off-season training, especially the winter of my sophomore year after the football season ended. I did a lot of off-season training with my D-line coach, and it helped a lot, and it just helped me progress more and more and more.
Yeah, talking to a number of players, whether both on the offensive side or defensive side, I mean, there's never downtime, Ron. I said you're always, training. It's 24/7, 365. Can you talk about that process? Putting in on, those hours. Trying to improve yourself both, like, mentally and physically, but especially on the physical side. In the weight room, and if you just want to, just dive into that aspect of your game.
Yeah, so I'm always working out, trying to get better and better. Especially I'm a three-sport athlete. I throw shot put for indoor track, and I outdoor track also throw shot put. So I'm always working out, especially for those sports too. Usually in the off season for football, which is not really an off season for me because I have other sports. But during the weekends, I would work out for football wise, and everything like that. So it's just a lot of consistent working out, and you have to, especially the weight room. Seeing it as being in track, we always lift about 3 times a week in the weight room and everything. So it's a lot of lifting, a lot of conditioning, a lot of just working hard.
That must be great. As you said, three-star sport. That 3-star athlete. Excuse me. That being able to incorporate and stay in shape. Incorporating some of those skill sets. From those various sports into your into football, VeRon.
I was like, can you repeat your question?
No, I was just saying, like, from the other sports that, especially with you said indoor track, just being able to incorporate, some of those skills that, you take from there And then again, with the football field,
Yeah.
if you can just talk about that.
Yeah, especially everything, especially for track and football, the most common thing is always the quickness and the feet work and your hips and everything.
Hmm.
So track, that worked a lot of my hips and feet work. Track is where I got in the weight room for track. That's where I got a lot of my explosion from. I feel like I became really explosive during, I said, the winter of my sophomore year. That's when I started working out with my defensive line coach a lot. But then I also had track. So I would be working out on the weekdays with him, with my track team, and then on the weekends with my defensive line coach. So it was just a lot, and a lot of feet work and track helped me with football, and a lot of footwork and hips in football helped me with track. So it all just comes back together. It's like it all loops into one.
I had to ask you, was this the first year that you guys, had a winning record? I saw that I think back in 2017 you went 5-5, I think it was. But this year, I know again things were crazy. If you want to talk about that, with the COVID-19 pandemic and the fact that you guys were able to get out into the football field, play the game that you love. Can you just talk about ending on a high note like that, Veron?
Oh, it means a lot, especially since the COVID and everything. I didn't want to take anything for granted. I want to take advantage of that I could play. I know, especially because a lot of my Georgetown teammates, my future teammates, they didn't get to play. Since where they're from, Washington and
Hmm.
Illinois and everything like that, they didn't get to play. So I'm always talking to them, and I'm realizing like I always knew, but like even talking to them and hearing about like their how sad they are, it's made me realize like how grateful I am. So I never took advantage of I would never take advantage of it, and I would always play my heart out and everything. So it really meant a lot that I was able to play my senior year. So looking back on it, my freshman year we had a good year. We did lose in the playoffs, as I said before, but
Hmm.
that year was really progressive for me. And then my sophomore and junior year, we kind of struggled. We went, I think, like 3-7, probably both years. 4-7, maybe one of the other years, or 4-6, maybe one of the other years. Just I don't really remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, my senior year is just I'm very happy to have ended on a good note. So
Yeah, I just was curious, Veron, heading into your senior year, like, just uh, did you set any goals, that you wanted to accomplish that, and just the fact, if you want to talk about that first practice, the first game that you guys were able to play and what that meant to you, personally?
it was good. My goals was just to win, have a winning year. That was just that's always been my goal. For personal goals, I just want to just get better and better. Whether if you see it, I know like it was hard to compare stats wise because we had a shorter season, but just to get better and better and just to win, that was really only my goal, and to see my teammates get better and everything.
What made this senior class, special, to be on that field with Veron?
It means a lot to me, especially because most of the players that I played with, I've been playing with since I was 8 years old, so 8, 9, 10 years old. So it really meant a lot to go out on one last time and just play again because I'm not going to play with them ever again, and I could really truly call them my family and everything since I've been playing with them for 10 years straight, 9 years, 8 years straight.
Yeah, I know you mentioned some of your coaches, but head coach and just again, it was great last week. With teammate Jalen Hoyle, who's committed to Virginia Tech. Just how special that is. With your coaches and with your teammates. And what they've meant to you here, Ron.
They mean a lot to me. My head coach, or Coach Joe Hoyle, he's done a lot for me over the past 4 years. Past 6 years actually, because he also was my coach when junior football. So
Mhm.
he's done a lot for me. He's helped me a lot. He's helped me grow and everything. And a lot of the coaches I perform that I have and have developed a strong relationship with. So that relationship is definitely going to continue through college. Even though I'm not playing for Dwight Morrow anymore, I'm still gonna have that relationship with them. I'm still gonna have that relationship with my teammates too. So it just means a lot, and I've learned a lot, and I've progressed from them.
I have to ask you, we're putting that jersey on, every week, and it's tough, when final game, you play and you take off that uniform. But what did it mean to put on that jersey, every week? That Dwight Morrow Inglewood,
It just meant a lot. It meant that I was able to go out and just represent and have a maroon and white jersey that says Raiders on it on the front. It just meant a lot, and I was just really happy to be representing Inglewood. So, yeah.
That's great. Can you talk about the support from school, the students, athletic director, administration, and even the town of Englewood as well, Veron?
Yeah, Englewood, we have great fans and everything. It sucks that this year we had to have like a limit for
Yeah.
capacity in our stadium. So, but other than that, they even be outside the fence cheering us on. So it just shows that the support that we have behind them. So it's just been amazing with Dwight Morrow, the students,
Yeah.
my students, my friends, everything. They just been a tremendous help and support.
Yeah. Just describe, I ask a lot of people, leading up to game day, you practice, and then, finally game day approaches. And then, like, I said, just, you have your different, routines, and then, taking that field and, being under that spotlight, just what that, has been like for you, Veron.
It's been great. I know each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it leads up to game day. So we just become more locked in and more focused. And that Thursday nights, I always watch Thursday night football. So
Mhm.
that helps me a lot for Friday. Whether if I just learn this one thing new, or I just see a lineman do a hand move or something, I can like, oh, I can incorporate that in my game in the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that just helps a lot, and it's really progressive, and I just stay focused and locked in.
Yeah. It said that Dwight Morrow, Inglewood High School, has a rich tradition of producing NFL, talent. I said Tony Tolbert, there, and uh, I know there's another guy with the Baltimore Ravens, a coach. Can you talk about being able to follow in those footsteps, or like that you see these guys, they started once, here at the high school level, being able to move up, through college now into the pros. I mean, what that, just having that, confidence and knowing that, there are people out there, and they also are willing to give back as well, Braun.
Yeah, I grew up. The newspaper forgot to mention Juwan Winfrey. He plays for the Packers
Okay.
now. Yeah, when I was in about fifth, sixth grade, I would always go to the games. And he was in high school playing. I was actually even in fourth grade. I was the water boy on the sideline.
Okay.
So, yeah, I always watch that. That whole class was just crazy.
Yeah.
And even watching Juwan go outstanding,
Yeah.
and even during practices, because the junior football team, the high school football team, they would practice as the high school football team would end. The junior practice would start. So even seeing him, I would talk to him sometimes, and so he was a good role model in that way, and showing that whole senior class was just great in showing how to play football and how to focus on the game, how to read the game and everything. So
Hmm.
growing up and just knowing that there's been a lot of outstanding people that have gone to the NFL and just played at the next level,
Yeah.
that's just it's just great mentality for me. So it's just great to be a part of that group of people that make it to the next level.
That's great. It said committed to Georgetown University. What made Georgetown the right fit for you, Veron?
Well, Georgetown, they can give me the best opportunities on and off the field. They have a great education. They're a top 25 academic school in the nation. Their business school is, I believe, is top 5 in the nation also, and they have a great football program. The family, it's a very family oriented, and the coaches and even the coaches, the staff, and the upperclassmen players made me feel at home. The way that they always reach out to me and talk to me every day, I was able to bond with them. So they can just offer me with the best opportunities on and off the field.
Yeah. I didn't want to forget on the football side, second team All North Jersey this year, and then reading up the 4.1 GPA. So definitely academics is important to you, Veron. Being able to again accomplish those accolades. I mean, what does that mean to you personally, Veron?
It means a lot. Being in the academy at Inglewood, it's a program at Dwight Morrow. It can be tough. So just being able to have that high standard and get good grades and everything means a lot to me, especially my friends. All my friends have been getting into a lot of great schools lately, Barnyard, Columbia, Cornell. So it's just like I'm really happy for them too. So it just shows that that hard work pays off. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, being a student athlete, Veron, balancing it out between, practice, games, and, then hitting the books. Just, having, again, being organized and having that time management. Can you just speak to that, how you've been able to maneuver through that, these last, 4 years here now? I mean, you still have a chunk of time before you graduate, but just you've been able to do that, at a high level up to this, up to this point.
Yeah, so yeah, of course you have school in the morning, and anytime, just any free time that you have, even if you want to relax or whatever, I always try to get my work in, even if it's like during lunch. So I have my mindset, oh, I know I have a lot of homework and I have practice. Maybe I won't be able to get all of it done by the time I get home. So I'm gonna do some of it during my lunch period or whenever. So just being in time management, I feel like that also is going to be great for me, like that I learned how to do, and that's also gonna be great for me at Georgetown, seeing that's also a as a prestigious school. So I feel like that time management, it's gonna prepare me, that I've learned now, and that I feel like they will continue to teach me the time management at Georgetown. I feel like that's gonna really help me in life. So yeah.
That's terrific. Just have a couple more. Can't thank you enough for the time, Veron. I wanted to ask you about your family, and just, what they've meant to you as far as support and just, you know, from time you're young now here into high school.
Yeah, well, I've been playing football since I was 5. I started throwing shot puts when I was 11. So they've been a really great support for me. My immediate family and my aunts, uncles, cousins, all of them great support whenever
Mhm.
it comes down to athletically and academically. They're always on top of me. They always want to help, always there for me. Come to all my games, whether it's rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever it is. They always
Mhm.
come to my games, always supporting me. So they've been a really great help for me, and I'm blessed to have them as my family.
It's great. You talked about juniors and Pee Wee, football programs. How important is that in the community? Building that base, that foundation, and having kids, come up through that system. So by the time they reach, let's say, the high school level, freshman year, that they're, prepared, for the moment, and said have those skill sets, Veron.
Yeah, because you take what you learn from junior football and you bring it into high school, and being able, just stepping on the same field every day. I've been stepping on the same field for the past, playing football for 12 years. Stepping on that field for the past 12 years, the same field, it just gives you a different feel for it as you keep playing and playing and playing. Every year it just gets better, coming back to the same place that you can call home and so well. So playing for Junior Raiders, just seeing how the community comes to all of those games and how much they support you, and then you take that into high school, and now it gets even more bigger and monumental. It's really great, and it just makes you realize how grateful you are to be playing.
Yeah. I mean, it must be really special for, public schools, to have, players, succeed at this level and then go on to, college, and be able to, utilize not only academics and athletics, have that combination, Veron.
Yeah, it can be hard a lot of times, especially since a lot of kids will want to go to transfer and go to Catholic schools instead of going to play for their hometown.
Yeah.
But Dwight Morrow's had a bunch of great athletes. Inglewood in general has a bunch of great athletes. A lot of them just like to leave because feel like that Dwight Morrow can't provide them with the skills and everything to get to the next level. But
Yeah.
a lot, me, Jalen, a few other our teammates got offers.
Yeah.
So a lot of us are proving, and even the past in the years before us. I was talking about Jihad, who plays
Yeah.
he graduated my sophomore year. He plays a tight end at Bryant. He plays for Bryant. He plays
Mhm.
tight end. You're just showing that you don't have to leave. You can still play for your hometown. So not Inglewood in general, just wherever you're from, just you can play for your hometown and still make it to the next level. You can still get to the NFL. Jawan did it. He most recent person. So you can do it. It's possible. And so I don't really see. I just don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just showing that you can get to the next level.
Great. Final question is that, and you talked about this, as a senior, being able to pass down that knowledge, that experience to the underclassmen and the freshmen there, sophomores. Uh, what your message would be to younger kids? I said again, trying to move up that ladder, and said trying to and figuring out if if football is something that they're going to be able to succeed at. If you had any, advice, for younger kids, Veron.
Just keep working. Don't stop working. Whatever you do, just don't stop working. Stay in the weight room. Always condition. Just and stay on top of your academics. That's a really big important piece of life in football too. Getting recruited and everything. Just keep working and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything.
Great. Hey, Veron, you have a bright future ahead of you. So again, both academically and athletically. Congrats on your success there at Dwight Morrow Inglewood High School, and again, wishing you all the best moving forward.
Thank you.